Hello everyone, happy Saturday. It is 6:45 in the evening. I'm getting ready to go get on, I'm looking lovely, a Zoom call with my extended family on my dad's side. We do this every Saturday night. It's a lot of fun, but I've done no sewing today, none. I have filmed me cutting out the dress for the sew-along. All the other sew-along parts for the fitting and muslin and stuff are up already, and they'll be available tomorrow morning. What are you doing? You went down? Anyway, it's just been a very relaxed day. I went to the grocery store. My husband and I went to the grocery store. We took an hour-long walk together. Then we had a lunch date on our patio, just the two of us. It's just been a really lovely, relaxed day. Yeah, I took a nap. Both of us were talking about how tired we were, but anyway, aside from cutting out my dress and filming that for the sew-along, that is all the sewing I've done today. But I did want to talk about, I've washed my fabric from fabric-store.com that's here in the US, and I wanted to compare it with my fabric from the fabric store online, which is the New Zealand company that I have bought stuff that I love. Okay, so the fabric store, which is the one in New Zealand, has two weights. They have a heavy weight, and then they have just their regular, what do they call it? Just their regular linen. So they have their heavyweight linen, then they're just their regular, all in their premium color range. So they have a whole bunch of different colors. Not as many in the heavyweight as the regular, but a whole bunch of colors. And then from Fabric-Store, I got two heavyweights and one lightweight. They also have a middleweight, but I don't have any of that. I just am comparing their lightweight and their heavyweight to the regular weight, I guess, of the fabric store. Okay, so I've washed all of it. Now I did have some people comment on Fabric-Store, which is the newer one for me, that their softened linen is quite a bit softer than if you just got their natural linen. It's a completely different hand. So do take that. I mean, most of their colors all say softened on there, but do take note of that. Okay, so this is the heavyweight from Fabric-Store. And this is the heavyweight from the fabric store online. I wish that they had two different names. Okay, prices. Let's see. The fabric store online is a New Zealand company. Their prices are in the New Zealand dollar. Their heavyweight runs about $20 USD a meter. So you get a little bit, it's like 3 inches more than a yard. And then the Fabric-Store, let's see, their heavyweight, sorry, I should have had this ready. Let's see, their heavyweight appears to be like $11.50 a yard. So it is, so this is like $20 a meter. This is like $11.50 a yard. So this is less expensive, but I will say the fabric store in New Zealand, this is a lot softer, even after being washed. This is a much coarser feeling linen. I mean, this is still nice, but this is a much softer linen in the heavyweight. So, you know, take that. But they're about the same thickness. They feel very similar in thickness. I don't know what the ounces are. This one is let's see, it's 7 point something, 7.1. This is 7.1, and I don't know, let's see if they've got, well, my phone has decided it doesn't want to work. I don't know what the weight of this is. My phone doesn't want to load it. Yeah, I'm in the basement. I don't know. My phone's not wanting to load that. I'm not sure what the weight is, but it feels very similar. But again, the one from the New Zealand store, I mean, it is more expensive. You know, this is $20 a meter, whereas this is just $11.50 a yard. So not quite half the price, but almost. But I mean, it's fine. This feels a little finer though, than this one. But I'm excited to use this one. And again, for the price, yeah. Okay, so that's the heavyweight. And then again, Fabric-Store, they've got a middleweight too that I don't have. I just have their lightweight, which is probably, so this is the lighter weight of, or just the second weight from the Fabric Store. We have Fabric-Store and the Fabric Store. Again, this one is softer. But yeah, they feel about the same thickness. Yeah, about the same in thickness. I don't know, this one might be just a hair thicker. Maybe this would be closer to the middle one. I'm not sure. But again, this one is softer. This is about $15 a yard or a meter in USD, and this runs about $10.50, I think. So a little less of a difference in price on those. But yeah. So all in all, I think this stuff's great. And from all the reviews I've read, it said that it's extremely color fast. You know, it just continues to wash well. So I think for the price, this is fantastic. I'd be interested to try the middleweight as well, once I've sewn these up. So that's exciting. But the Fabric Store in New Zealand, it is definitely softer. So I don't know. I usually don't buy. I usually wait until the Fabric Store down in New Zealand has sales where they're selling stuff at like 20% off. I bought this stuff when they were having a 30% off sale. So I got a really good deal, which makes it a little closer in price to Fabric-Store.com. But yeah, that's just kind of, so again, with most things, you just, you know, you kind of get what you pay for. So, you know, if it's more important for you, I mean, this is good stuff. This stuff from Fabric-Store is good stuff. It's just, it's not as soft as the stuff from the New Zealand shop. So, but it's less expensive. So, so there you go. Again, I've read a lot of good reviews from Fabric-Store that the stuff is hard wearing. The longevity on it's fantastic. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see, you know, time will tell. And, yeah, I'm excited to get that sewn up. But there you go. Those are my comparisons from the two stores that have very, very similar names and get very confusing. Okay, I think that's all I've got for today. I'm sorry that there wasn't any sewing, but I needed a down day, and it was a lovely day with the family, and now I'm going to go talk to my extended family on the computer. So I hope you guys are also having a wonderful Saturday, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Alrighty, bye. Hello everyone, happy Sunday. It is 3:30 in the afternoon. I have had a rough day today. I just want to, so first of all, I just want to say thank you all for the constructive criticism that you give me for the channel. And I really, truly mean that. I really, really want this channel to be something great. I want it to be the best that I can do and to reflect that. I was frustrated. I got very frustrated with myself this morning, mostly because when it comes to the sew-alongs and that kind of content that's on the channel, I know the sewing frontwards, backwards, forwards, upside down, and reverse, and I love teaching it. And where I get frustrated is the filming aspects, because I'm having a hard time creating what I see in my head, if that makes sense. Like in my head, I know exactly how I want these sew-alongs to look. I'm afraid though also in my head, those scenarios include like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of video equipment and, you know, cameramen from different angles and yada, 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 which I know I have to be realistic in those. And I really want to get those good overhead shots. Anyway, I know that it's a learning process, and I'm committed to continue to learn and to figure it out. So I do apologize for the vertigo causing of the cutting out, because I had a few people that commented that it was making them dizzy. Also, thank you, Simone, for your, I'm going to email you back, but thank you so much. You've actually been a really big help, and I really appreciate all the feedback, because I don't know what I'm doing. Like, this is all stuff that I'm learning as I'm going. You know, I'm watching other YouTube channels and trying to pick up on what they're doing and different angles. So, long story short, I had a little bit of a meltdown this morning in frustration for myself. It was none of, you guys have been, I don't want any of you to feel bad for sending me constructive criticism, because that's all I've received. And I really want to thank you for that, because this channel will not get better unless I'm receiving that kind of stuff. So I really do thank you all for that. It was just one of those moments, you know, just frustrated with yourself. I'm not a perfectionist, but you know, when you work hard at something and it's not exactly what you're wanting, especially when I was like so excited, like, oh, I think I've got this figured out, and then you don't yet. It was just a crash back down to reality a little bit. So, again, I really thank you guys. I really do have the best viewership, and please keep the constructive criticism going. I really am learning as I go, and I mean, I want the channel to be as useful. I want it to be useful to as many people as possible. I know that you'll never be able to please everyone, of course, but I really do want this to be the best experience possible for as many people. I mean, that's the whole reason I do the channel. So, yes, please keep that coming. Anyway, just for my own personal, I had a bit of a moment, and I'm also just going to say, with this quarantine, you know, I know that there are many opportunities for you just to lose it when you're in such close quarters with your immediate family, just because, you know, you're not used to being in each other's spaces so often. And if your all's families or anything like mine, you know, just the busyness of it, there were many nights where we were all like passing ships in the night, you know, where the house, you know, there'd be like maybe 2 of us here, you know, rarely would it be all 4 of us in here. Anyway, obviously the quarantine has changed that completely, but I really think that it has been extremely beneficial to our family. I just have really felt that we've pulled together as a unit more than ever. And so I do want to give a shout out to my family that are just marvelous. So I was having a little pity party, just that moment where I just needed to cry. I was frustrated and I just needed to cry. And my husband's like, what's wrong? You know, and I told him, I was like, I'm just frustrated. You know, I can see it. I just want to do it this way and I can't make it that way. And, you know, here's the reason I want to film like this and I can't. And my husband is very problem solver. Like he's his job. He's in computer programming. He's got a math degree. He's very much an analytical thinker, very much. I'm also left brain. I mean, I was an accounting and finance major, so I definitely do use left brain side of things, but I'm way more probably right brained than he is. He is very left brain. And he was like, okay, well, let's go fix it. And yeah, I'm like, I can't. What do you mean, let's go fix it? I can't. He's like, well, show me what you're wanting. And I shouldn't say, because he's actually the photographer in our family. He got really into it a while ago, and all of my fancy lenses are lenses that he used on his old camera, which was a DSLR, but I had to get one that did, his camera does not do video. So I had to get one that did video when I got this one, but all of his really, really fancy, expensive lenses fit on my camera. So that's a bonus for me. But anyway, so yeah, so he worked with me today, and we've rearranged my sewing room a little bit to give me a better angles of sewing. And, you know, some of you may say, well, why didn't you seek his help before? I don't know, because we were all busy with our own stuff. Like, again, this quarantine has really brought out like a lot of good things. So my wonderful husband, we sat down, we redid my sewing room a little bit to make it easier to film the sewing parts, and then we walked through how I should be. I showed him the footage of the sew along that went up this morning, and he was like, that's awful. He's also very blunt. And I was like, well, excuse me. He's like, no, it needs to be like your eyes. It needs to be, and he was basically saying what you guys were saying too. So he helped me problem shoot, and I think we've got this figured out a little bit better. So I apologize for those that I made ill today. It was a good thing though, because that's what is pushing me to get it to make things better and to learn a little bit more. We went on a nice long walk today, he and I, and we talked about it a little bit more and different things I could be doing. And honestly, just having him take the time and showing such an interest, even like investing some stuff into the channel, like from a monetary point of view, he was like, yeah, we can invest some stuff into the channel. Like, that's fine. Just, I don't know, having that, him believing in me and the channel like that just really got me all emotional as well. And then, so he was taking care of some things with one of our vehicles completely died because it hasn't been used. So he was trying to figure out the battery situation on that, later today. And so my son came in and helped me totally redo my room I just mentioned to him what I was going to do. And he's like, yeah, I'll help you. And was totally in here and helped me redo everything. You can kind of see how things have moved just a little bit. And I'm going to show you what it looks like here in just a second. My sewing room is not clean, but I will show you the area where we have redone a few things, moved some stuff around. So things are going to look a little bit different when I'm filming in here, because when I set up the chair, it's going to be set up really basically in front of my sewing machine now. Anyway, I think this is going to work really well. I need an extension cord for my iron because right now it won't plug in anywhere easily, but I'm sure we can scrounge one of those up around the house. I'm sure we have one of I feel like extension cords are one of those things that you have lying around everywhere until you need one. You know, if I were like cleaning or reorganizing my sewing room right now, I'd probably find like 5, but when you actually need one, they're never around. Anyway, yeah, so it's been a good productive day in that, and by the time we were finished, I just felt so much better about life and about everything and about the channel. And yeah, so I was gonna film, if not more of the sew along today, I was gonna start in on that second wrap dress, but that just didn't happen. But that's okay. That wasn't supposed to happen today. This was supposed to happen today. And yeah, again, I just want to thank you guys again for the constructive criticism. I really, really, really do appreciate that. You know, it's kind of a joint effort. The filming and the videography and the editing are all, I'm a newbie at that still. I mean, let's see, the channel will be 2 years old in August, but you know, I'm still figuring things out as I go. This is not second nature to me like a lot of sewing is. So yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for hanging in there and for, yeah, helping make the channel better. So I really, really, really do appreciate that. So again, I think we've got things figured out for better overhead shots, as well as better up close shots, because now I can get the camera, and I'll show you it here in a second, at the end of my sewing machine to where you guys are literally looking like level with the bed of the machine towards the machine, so you can really see what I'm doing when I'm actually sewing. Yeah. Okay, let me give you a quick tour of the room. I also think I'm going to invest in some better lighting. I'm going to continue using the lighting that I've got now, but I think maybe I might invest in additional lighting. So I can kind of have 2 different setups, both at my cutting table and here in the sewing room, so that when I'm doing a sewing along, I don't have to tear everything down out there in order to come back in here, and it makes it easier, I think, where I can kind of go back and forth between those 2 areas. And things will be a little bit more streamlined. So let me show you the new layout of the sewing room. Okay, so if you notice, again, things are up. I'm not showing you my desk. It's got piled with crap. But I've moved the sewing machine. It was in between the long desk and this, sorry, making it foggy, and the post that's there, and we have scooted it up. So now I have, actually this makes a little bit more sense. It did fit really well in between the desk and that post, but now I have so much more usable space where my chair can get around, because anything in front of my machine here, like where the fabric is, and there's some patterns and stuff there, that was kind of dead space. It's just stuff, a place that collects things. So I do think I want some like IKEA drawers, basically, that kind of sit on top of things, to sit against the wall here next to the pegboard for like my seam ripper and marking tools and stuff like that, because right now they're in the top drawer of the little filing cabinet that's there, because it was close to my machine. Well, now it's not close to the machine, so I
I just realized that was going to be an issue. But we moved around my thread. I kept some of my embroidery threads are up there on the far right, my embroidery hoops, all of that. So we just switched some things around on the pegboard. I have a big white space that I need to figure out something to go there because that's bothering me, but maybe a piece of art or something. Until it needs to be used. But yeah, the thread I use a ton and all my serger thread is now over here. And you'll notice I do have room for a cover stitch machine there. And then my baby lock got moved over there. And then I had my sewing station turn the corner, which actually, now you'll see up there, the tank hangs kind of around the corner there, but now this keeps the silicone tubing behind it. And so I think when I'm actually ironing, I had trouble. Here, I'm gonna take you around here. Try not to make you sick. When I was ironing, I would have a hard time with this silicone tube here getting caught on the edge, on the corners here, both that corner and this corner. And it caused the tube to rip actually once. I've had to repair that myself once. But now this wants to really hang out behind here, which is what I want. And so I think that's fine to stay in the ceiling up there. So yeah, so my pressing station's here. And then this is my rack that's got all of my clothes on it right now, that it kind of moves around, but now it's not, really in the way. Again, things are not picked up. So yeah, so now my little U of working space here is a little bit bigger, and I've got all of this, extra space that is now a little bit more usable. And then for the, oh gosh, don't look at all the mess there. I'm focusing you down. So when I am filming, this will be the better angle. Well, we were playing around with this. So the camera will be down here, and then I can zoom in like so, and you can really watch me sew. So that is the idea there. So anyway, I'm feeling good about that. Again, I need some IKEA shelves for my seam ripper, stuff like that, or drawers. Gidget's pillow got moved. She was a little concerned about that, but I think she's going to be fine now, settling into that. I don't even know where she is right now, actually. She must be in with my kids are both in the basement right now, so she must be hanging out with them. And then here's my chair, and it's sitting right here. And actually, I'll probably move it more over. Oh, speaking of the devil, let's see who's behind door number 1. Oh, there she is. So angry she was left out. Hi. So these are the lights I currently use. And I just think maybe I might get some brighter lights, especially since I broke one the other day. Some brighter bulbs, I mean. And then also maybe a couple of more lights to hang out in my cutting table area. So yeah, those are out because I am in the middle of filming a sew along. So there we have it. Things are just a little bit changed. All right, so there's the kind of brief little tour of my sewing room. I'm not showing you everything because I have a lot of patterns that need to be put away. Need to be a lot actually, because I even have a lot that are stacked in where I actually store them. They just need to be put away. I put them numerically in by pattern company. So yeah, my desk is littered with some of those right now, and I've got some yarn sitting there. I just need to tidy a little bit. I did give everything a nice vacuuming when I shattered the bulb in here the other day, last week. But yeah, everything just needs a little bit of tidying, a little bit of putting things away. Anyway, that is all I have for today. I'm sorry that there was no sewing this weekend. But clearly I just needed a minute to refocus and just kind of figure things out. And yeah, I just had, oh, there's my husband right there. I'm talking about you. I would bring him on camera, but he hasn't had a haircut in 6 weeks. It's getting real around here. But anyway, yeah, so the quarantine hasn't been all bad. I'm very grateful actually for the wonderful quality time that we've been able to spend as a family, and
I'm very grateful to him for being the great man that he is. So that's it for today, folks. I will be back tomorrow, and I will be filming the sew along, which obviously you won't see till next Sunday. I think it's probably gonna be a 3-parter, I think, looking at the instructions and stuff. So you'll have next Sunday and then the following Sunday as well. But yeah, I really want to get that other wrap dress made up, and then this week I am going to start on the Pietro pants, because I think I might have 4 pairs in me between all of the linens that I pulled out of my stash and the linens that I've purchased. I think I want to do one of each of the versions. So yeah, that'll probably be what I get stuck on later this week. But yeah, I'm going to get that other wrap dress done as well. And then we'll move on to the Pietro pants. And then we'll be at the end of April, and I will have a roundup of my April makes. Maybe maybe the first week of May. Probably. It'll probably be a week from this coming Friday is probably when I'll have like my April makes. And then we'll talk about May plans. Okay, that's all I've got. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys in the daily vlog tomorrow. Bye.